There are so many new esports orgs, and I can't wait to tell you all about them. Let's get into it. This is This Week in Esports and Gaming for the first week of December 2021. I'm your host, Mark Kai, and let's go. For our first top 3 story, United Talent Agency, they're going to go public, led by Regis via May. They intend to raise $200 million in a new SPAC company called UTA Acquisition, which will be led by former Nintendo president Reggie Fils-Aimé. The units are expected to be listed on NASDAQ on December 2nd, which was last week. And the management team also includes co-CEO Jamie Sharp, former business development manager at Google. They're also joined by co-CEO and director Clinton Foy, who is a partner of the venture capital at UTA, and Ophir Lupu, who is the head of video games at UTA. This is interesting because FaZe recently just went through a SPAC as well, and they're definitively in the esports and gaming industry. But UTA, they have a lot of stuff outside the esports space as well, within the music and comedian and speaker space in general. I'm curious to see what they intend to use the money for. I presume it's just for finding more talent and onboarding more agents and things like that, since that's their core business. But we'll see if there's any other talent agencies that do something similar to this. I don't think this is as common in the talent agency space as we've seen in the past. Manny Pacquiao unveiled Team Pacquiao GG. TPGG is a joint venture business with Veloce Group, who are responsible for Veloce Esports, Veloce Racing, and Quadrant. According to release, each of TPGG's founding content creators will have a multi-hyphenate role within the company. The goals for each of the content creators to flex and leverage their own personalities, platforms of choice, and communities to enhance the embody the TPGG brand revolving around pillars of community, content, and competition. Firstly, is there anything Manny Pacquiao cannot do? He's a retired 8th Division champion in fighting. He's also accepted a candidate for nomination of President of the Philippines. Imagine the president of the Philippines running an esports org. That'd be pretty sick. The cool thing here is that they've already named lots of their content creators and their roles, such as Global leading the brand's lifestyle content and Ghost Record leading their charity activations. To me, this is a really good integration of content creators because firstly, it makes them not just super lazy about the org, and second, it makes them more business minded, which a lot of content creators aren't necessarily. Secondly, it also puts more buy-in for the creator to actually do cool things with the org, since they'll have certain control over parts of it. And on the contrary, I think it'll also ideally save the org money from having to hire tons of other people for these roles, and instead having their content creators do multiple roles. So I think it's a win-win. As long as these content creators are pretty happy with it, the org can do well. I'm a bit wary of burnout, but we'll see. If they have a good culture, then this should be good to go. Former Titans and Saints safety Kenny Vaccaro co-founded G1. Headquartered in Austin, Texas, G1 seeks to become an organization that is built on character, drive, passion, and energy. The name for the inspiration, or G1, comes from the fact that despite being a pro sports athlete, Vaccaro claims he wants to identify himself as a gamer first. So he will have partners Hunter Swesson and Cody Hendricks as COO and CFO respectively to help. It's cool to see so many professional athletes making esports orgs and things like that, but I have to beg the question, what's a differentiator, right? Not all sports pros have a huge brand or are that recognized. To be honest, I had to look up Kenny to see what teams he played for, so it's not necessarily a huge advantage for him on the brand side. Given they've already signed 8 players and a coach, it seems he really wants the esports side of the business to take off, but I'm curious as how they'll actually make any sort of profit or revenue. Perhaps they could look to do something like feed into other teams like an academy, who knows? Either way, congrats, and I wish the best of luck to Kenny and G1. As far as partnerships go, the NFL partnered with Psyonix. Players will be able to get decals, banners, and antennas for all 32 NFL teams, with more banners and borders unlockable through challenges. Csl Esports partnered with esports tournament organizer League Spots platform will include white label branding, player privacy, and data security features. It will also offer an in-platform chat that creates an all-in-one place to showcase brands in the world of competitive esports. Boom Esports partners with Rivalry. Rivalry's logo will appear on the center of the organization's Dota 2 players' jerseys and is the first sponsorship deal since Rivalry became publicly listed on the TSX Venture Exchange in October. NV Gaming partnered with Pediatric Health System Children's Health. The multi-year deal will see 2 parties collaborate on a range of activations, starting with the Seasons of Giving Streamathon that raised money for the Children's Health Medical Center Foundation, which raised $17,000. OKA Gaming partnered with Samsung. Samsung will become OKA Gaming's official partner for the upcoming Clash Royale League World Finals on December 3rd through the 5th, with sponsored and branded content during the World Finals. Simple partners with Raid Shadow Legends to become a playable legendary champion. The partnership is a continuation of the larger collaboration between Raid and Navi that began in January of 2021. Since the deal was first announced, Raid has also been the organization's jersey sponsor throughout this year's competitive run. Riot Games expanded their partnership with AimLab. The initial partnership has been expanded to include BCT Latin America as well as EMEA, as well as the series' global events. For finance and M&A, Immutable raised $5.3 million for a Guild of Guardians. They revealed the sellout of 2 tranches of their GOG tokens on CoinList, which generated them $5.3 million from their game Guild of Guardians. Homa Games acquired Ducky Games. Homa Games intends to work with Ducky Games to strengthen their position as a leader in the idle arcade game space. This comes recently after their $50 million Series A. Sneaky Panda raised $6 million in a round led by Bitcraft Ventures. The intended use for the funding is to recruit additional talent to the team at Sneaky Panda's Israel-based headquarters as their debut game is set to launch next year. Unity acquired collaboration tool SyncSketch. Unity is doubling down on productivity tools for the Unity community creator content with this acquisition. Niantic acquired social gaming platform Low-Key. They will bring on a majority of Low-Key's team to support their ever-evolving AR map of the world goal. Mainframe Industries raised a $22.9 million Series B led by Andreessen Horowitz. The money will go towards the development of Mainframe Industries' debut title, a cross-platform cloud-native MMO, and growing its existing studios in Helsinki, Reykjavik, and Paris. The Swedish gaming company Zordix acquired publisher Maximum Games. Zordix will utilize Maximum Games' experience with publishing and distribution of games to help promote their upcoming titles. Resolution Games acquired the Swedish studio Zero Index. The acquisition will help Resolution expand its library of titles across VR and AR platforms and follows a partnership which saw Zero Index assist in porting Resolution's co-op title to Oculus earlier this year. As far as workforce changes go, Christian Bishop joins Twitch as the director of Twitch properties. Christian will be responsible for monetization of Twitch's brands such as Twitch Rivals and TwitchCon, as well as helping the brand build relationships with clients. He was previously with Method and worked for eStars Studios prior. Josh Glodevisa joins Fanjoy as the VP of Talent. Josh will work to secure more partnerships and sponsorships for Fanjoy in his role. He previously had talent roles at Adder Gaming, Genji, and Sentinels in the past. Fawzi Mesmar joins Ubisoft as the VP of Editorial. Fawzi will work with Ubisoft production teams worldwide to shape the creative vision of its games and ensure the inclusion of diverse perspectives throughout the production process. He joins from his role as head of design at DICE, which recently launched Battlefield 2042. He also worked as designer for King, Gameloft, and Atlas. As far as new stuff goes, Man U goalkeeper David De Gea launched Rebels Gaming. The organization will look to initially compete in League of Legends, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege with content creators and a training facility in Madrid. The Canadian Collegiate Esports League launched with 12 Canadian universities included. The organization will look to offer esports opportunities, competitions, and scholarships to Canadian students. Complexity Gaming launched Complexity Stars. The initiative aims to bring together gaming and esports communities, professional athletes, and celebrities. The organization also reportedly plans to add musicians as well as more athletes and celebrities to the team. Apple's Games of the Year were revealed. Riot Games' Wild Rift won the iPhone Game of the Year at Apple's App Store Awards 2021, and Marvel Future Revolution was the iPad Game of the Year. That's it for this week in esports and gaming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Credit to the publications, authors, and brands themselves for the images and press releases. If you know someone who finds this valuable, I'd appreciate if you could share it with them, and as always, have a great day, everybody.